Hi everyone. Well, I expect quite a few of you now have heard the talk of stratospheric warming, and that there's going to be a cold spell on the way, or a severe cold spell on the way. It's difficult to say for sure, but at the moment that doesn't really seem to be the case. Although it does look like it will be turning a lot colder over the next week or two. So we'll start off here with the synoptic chart showing the charts. And what we'll do, we'll actually skip through it for the whole week. We'll do it all in one hit, and then we'll go back over it again and show the air and how it will change and all that. So this is over the next few days. You can see these areas of low pressure moving through. Now as we move into Wednesday and Thursday, we've got this area of low pressure out here to the east, and it's bringing in this this flow down in from the northwest. And that becomes colder for a few days before another low pressure system comes in, and then behind that it looks like turning colder again for a few days. And this is pretty much what we've been saying for the last few weeks. And in fact, even as we move into next week, this is the following week, so you can still see these isobars coming down from the top, which means that there's going to be some winds coming in from the north still. So now we'll overlay the temperatures with this. So this is telling us whether it's warm or cold, and of course the blue represents the cold, and the orangey colours represent the warmer air. We'll overlay the wind arrows as well, and we'll add the areas of high and low pressure on, but without the isobars this time. So you can see as we move through the next few days, you can see it turns a little bit milder. In fact, it stays really mild, like what we've had today. Not much changes, but then as we move through in towards Wednesday, you can start to see this colder air coming down from the northwest. This starts to arrive later on Wednesday and into Thursday, so we've got some cold air over us for Thursday. And as we move through Thursday into Friday, we've got this other little low pressure coming in. The air turns milder for a little while, but then later on in towards the weekend, and then into the beginning of the following week, we see this cold air coming in from the northeast as the low pressure sinks into Europe, and a little bit of high pressure comes in behind. In fact, we can go even further than that with that next little blast coming in from the north. So you can see this third blast of air coming in from the north. We've gone quite a long way north still. So, you know, this is how it's going to be for a while, this pattern. It's going to be repeating. There could potentially be some changes after this, but that's a long way out, and of course we'll give you more on that a bit closer to the time. So we'll do a quick forecast now for the week ahead. So this is as we move into tomorrow morning. It looks like there's going to be some cloud around. You know, it's not going to be a perfect day by any means, but yeah, so we got some cloud around, some bright and sunny spells as well though, so it doesn't look too bad as we start the day. In fact, as the day goes on, the sunshine looks like becoming even more widespread. So, you know, like I said, a mixture of sunny spells and some broken cloud. So we'll have a quick look at the temperature and wind tomorrow. As we move through the morning, it warms up a little bit, so you know it's not too bad a day. We're going to see temperatures of around 8 to 9 degrees Celsius, possibly up to 10 in a few places. And the winds are going to be coming in from the west to northwest. They're not going to be too strong, but we're going to be seeing wind strengths averaging around 12 to 13 miles per hour. That's an average kind of speed for tomorrow, gusting up to around 18 to 22. So we'll move through tomorrow afternoon, evening, and then into tomorrow night. You can see the cloud starts to increase a little bit, but it doesn't look too bad. So tomorrow night looks like there's going to be some clear spells, at least at first. Later in the night, a bit more cloud may well develop, and then into Tuesday, we see some bright spells to start the day. But it does look like the cloud will start increasing as the day goes on. The wind and temperature for Tuesday, not too bad once again. We're going to see a bit of a breeze still, and the winds are going to be coming in from the mostly in from the west-southwest, possibly a little bit breezier than what we saw on Monday. So we're going to be seeing average speeds anywhere between 12 and 14 miles per hour, gusting up to around 20, 22, maybe 24 miles per hour in a few places, and the temperature is generally around 10 degrees Celsius, so pretty mild for the time of year. So then as we move into Tuesday night, cloud thickens up further. As we move through the night, the cloud gets very thick for a while, and that cloud stays pretty much with us as we move into Wednesday morning. And with that cloud, we may see a little bit of showery rain coming in from the off the English Channel here, and that moves through really Tuesday night, it doesn't look too bad, it doesn't look too heavy, but there could be some further showery outbreaks as we move through Wednesday itself, especially later on in the day, where this much thicker band of cloud comes through with some outbreaks of slightly heavier rain. In fact, it's the first significant rain we've actually seen so far this year. During the later on in the afternoon, the cloud and rain starts to move away to the southeast, with some further showery outbreaks coming in behind, but it looks like we will see some clearer spells, at least for a time. So you can see the back edge of this rain or cloud and that's brought the rain. It's quite well marked here. So you can see, and this is the actual cold front that's going to be bringing in the colder air. So Wednesday, as you can see here, it starts off pretty mild and a lot more wind around than there has been for the last few days, and it looks like it could be quite gusty for a time. We could be seeing wind strengths really, we're coming up to around 25, maybe 30 miles per hour, gusting up to around 40 miles per hour potentially for a time. And then as we go through the day, the gusts actually become a little bit weaker after a while, and the temperatures start to drop away. So after a peak of around 10 or 11 degrees Celsius during the afternoon, the temperatures start to drop away, and by evening we're seeing around anything between 6-7 degrees Celsius. So now through Wednesday night and into Thursday, I mentioned this other little area of rainfall moving through from the west. It may clip the island, it may just run to the south. We're a little unsure about this at the moment. We're really not too confident on this area, but you'll have to keep we'll keep you up to date on this one as we get a bit closer to the time. But with the temperatures falling away overnight, and because of this cold front that's already moved through, if this rainfall moves through the channel here, it could turn a little bit wintry, especially later on in the night and towards the morning, towards Thursday morning, which could bring a bit of sleet or wet snow, maybe a bit of snow over the hills. But like I said, we're not sure where this is going to develop, and even if it is going to develop, it's quite a way off at the moment. But we will give you more info on this as we get closer to the time. So as we move into Thursday, you can see most of that cloud has moved away, and it looks like Thursday's going to see some good sunny spells with winds coming in from the northwest, but it will feel pretty chilly. With temperatures starting the day not much above freezing really. As we move through the day, of course it does warm up a little, but we're seeing temperatures maybe peaking at around 5 or 6 degrees Celsius, so feeling quite cold. And in the strong northwesterly or breezy northwesterly wind that's coming through, we're going to be seeing, it's going to be feeling closer to around 0 or 1 degree Celsius. And this wind is going to be really around 8 to 12 miles per hour, but gusting up to around 18 miles per hour, but becoming lighter as the day goes on. And then as we move overnight Thursday and into Friday, we see another change. The winds come back round into the south, possibly into the south or southwest, and we see a lot more cloud developing once again. So that means, well, we're likely to actually see some milder weather coming through. And with this milder weather once again, we may well see some rain that could turn quite heavy. So as we move through into Friday, we can see some heavy outbreaks of rain moving across the UK. But this is now a long way off, and it's very, very difficult to say whether it's going to happen, because at the moment the weather pattern is not very stable at all. It's very, very, very difficult to forecast. But we've, of course, like I always say, we'll give you more on this a bit closer to the time. We'll have a quick look at the wind and temperature for Friday. And on this is the latest data, so it's showing that the temperature's 6-7 degrees Celsius, maybe up to 8 degrees Celsius, and the winds are going to be picking up once again and coming in from the south. So we're going to be looking at 25-28 miles per hour, gusting up to around 35, maybe even 40 miles per hour in a few places. So it's looking quite gusty and turning milder again as we move in towards Friday. Although beyond this, it looks like things may well start to turn colder once again. So anyway, that's all for the moment. We'll of course give you more updates on this as the week goes on. But yeah, for now, that's all. So goodbye.